I was this close to buying the whole set of books from this guy. No, this set was 100.
No. This is it's like excerpts.
We gotta make a new library fund so we can have someone else pay for it.
Yeah. We should do like a library in this room.
I wish. I have so many books on my wish list. All right, Rabbi Isai. Rabotai. I would like us to wrap up this morning. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'll just be very, very tight. We spoke about this morning how there's two ideas, sort of conflicting ideas when it comes to how can we defeat our enemies. So idea number one is the lay low, be quiet, get out of the way, which nobody seems to like, besides for Uncle Jack and myself.
I liked it.
And you be, oh yeah,
I mean, it depends on the situation.
I was gonna tell you.
Yeah, you're a lay low guy.
Mine is lay low, be ready to kill.
And
and really lay low.
the second way, would you mind pissing those?
I know exactly.
No, here for me.
I was looking at.
And the second way is the ready, Yossi?
Now
What would you say?
The second way is the confidence. The confidence. The confidence where it says in the parasha over and over, Lo titra'un, lama titra'un. Don't be scared. Go defeat them. It's this strong, this strength. So it's a really beautiful idea that really, I think, wraps it up very, very nicely. The pasuk in Yeshaya, the well-known pasuk, that says, Sion b'mishpat tipadeh ushpuya v'istaka. Sion, let's read the pasuk, so I'll make sure I don't pronounce it wrong. Yeshaya, beginning of Yeshaya, 127. Sion b'mishpat tifdeh or tipadeh? That's what I'm trying to remember what it is. I'm live, no? Yeah. Is it tipadeh, Ezra, or tifdeh? Sion b'mishpat tipadeh. Sion with, how do we translate this, guys? Sion with justice, b'mishpat, judgment. Tipadeh will be redeemed. Veshaveha b'tzedakah. Veshaveha, how do we translate this? Veshaveha. I want to say worthy. Veshaveha is like almost like Lashon Shvuim, I would say, no? No, not Shin Vava, Shin Bet. Yeah, the people who are returning. So Sion b'mishpat tipadeh. Zion is going to be redeemed one day, which means Geulah. Hashem's going to come back and give it back to us fully. How? B'mishpat, with judgment, with justice. And the end of the pasuk says, Veshaveha, and the people returning to her, or it could mean the hostages, because a shivui hadav is a hostage. It could be hostages. It could be those returning. How are they going to come back? Bistaka, because of righteousness of tzedakah. So Rashi and many of the commentaries, they say, what does this mean? It's telling you how to bring Mashiach. You want Sion to be strong? Mishpat. You have to be mishpat. You have to be honest, to do judgment, good, honest judgment with one another. That's how you get back Zion, to be strong. And the second one, Beshaveha, means, some commentaries mean, it says those who are doing teshuvah, or it just means those people, the people who are coming back. We're all all of us have to go back. So how are they going to get back to Sion, to Yerushalayim? B'tzedakah, with charity. And in fact, the gemara says tzedakah is the key to the whole Geulah. And Rambam is actually posek lehalakha in his sefer. In the laws of tzedakah, he writes tzedakah is very important because we will not be nigalin if not for tzedakah, as it says, Sion b'mishpat tipadeh v'shaveha b'tzedakah. But there's a nice pshat that I heard, I think his name was Rabbi Mati Newberger, I think, in the name of the Vilna Gaon. I didn't see it inside yet. But he says, the Garage says as follows, Gaon of Eliyahu Vilna. He says, no. Read the pasuk this way. Sion b'mishpat tipadeh. The city, Sion, which is Yerushalayim, Zion, is going to be redeemed without mercy. It doesn't need mercy. The city didn't do anything wrong. Hashem exiled, he destroyed the city, and he exiled the people. we have to rebuild the city, and we have to get more people there. The city itself, b'mishpat tipadeh, says the Gemara. It doesn't need any rahamim. It's straight deen. It doesn't matter. According to the justice, Sion should be rebuilt. Veshaveha, but the people, us who caused the ruins, when we want to go back to Sion, we need tzedakah from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That already we need rahamim, because it's our fault. Everything happens is because of our act. This is the way the Gemara spins this pasuk. Sion b'mishpat tipadeh, the city did nothing wrong. That's mishpat. Veshaveha b'tzedakah, but us, we need tzedakah. Let's pray to Hashem for tzedakah to redeem us. Rav Kook, beautiful, really. I really think it's a very nice shot that I never heard before from Rav Kook. I told you I discovered this new guy. His name is Betzalel Naor. He's like not such an old guy. He's writing all these books about Rav Kook. I want to buy the set. So he says very interesting. In the name of Rav Kook, he says Rav Kook wrote a letter, and he said, why sometimes is it named the city of Yerushalayim Zion, and why sometimes it names it Yerushalayim? It's almost like interchangeable. All the time it says Yerushalayim, Zion. Even in our tefillah, we say Al Zion Mishkan Kvodach, Yerushalayim. We mix it all up. So Rav Kook says as follows. Rav Kook says, Zion means secular physical strength. Just power. Physical in this world, secular power. Yerushalayim already refers to the Torah part, the religious part of the city. This is what Rav Kook says. And that's why he says it's called Zionist. Why did the name Zionist take off? You ever look at that in the streets? Zionist! Why don't they say Jew? It's the same thing. Anti-Semitism, anti-Zionist, it's the same thing. Israelite. It's not nothing else. Zionist. Why do they hate us that we're Zionists? Because Sion represents our physical strength. Sion is our physical success. That's why all the time you're going to see Har Sion. Har Sion is the mountain. We climb up, we plant our flag. This is ours. Sion represents secular, mundane power, which is also need that. We need power.
Except it says Kimi Tzion.
Tetzeh Torah. Yes, so Kook talks about this. Kimi Tzion Tetzeh Torah. From Zion comes the Torah. Torah means lessons. Torah means leadership. Udbar Hashem Yerushalayim. The word of God is in Yerushalayim. So it's both. Sion is the powerhouse that projects to the world. We are Zion. That's why it's amazing how this word Zion took off. It's unbelievable. We love it. It means a lot to us. And they hate it. They hate it because it means we have power. Sion versus Yerushalayim. Al Har Sion Mishkan Kivodach, on the mountain of Zion. If you look at Yeshaya chapter 40, the pasuk says, Al Har Gavoa Alilach Mebaseret Sion. On a high mountain, go up, those declaring for Sion. Harimi Bakoach Kolech Mebaseret Yerushalayim. And raise your voices, those who are projecting for Yerushalayim. The pasuk, the Zionists, they climb on top of the mountain for the whole world. This is Harimi Bakoach Alilach Mebaseret Sion, on the mountain. And Yerushalayim aspect is the Kolech, the Kol Yaakov. That's Yerushalayim aspect. Which one is needed? Both are needed. We need both. Where do we find Sion in the Humah, in the Torah? Where do we find Sion come to the story? Somehow the Sion, you ever think about this? Somehow this word Sion took over. It's all over. When did it start? First of all, Yerushalayim is not written in Torah of Moshe. It doesn't say the word Yerushalayim. Rabbi Victor Miller says because Hashem didn't want already jealousy. From the beginning, who's going to get which property? That's why the whole Torah of Moshe only says, when you get to the place, and other words, which place? Where's the place? You'll find out. After we split the inheritance, we'll tell you who got the place. That's the genius. But somehow the Nevi'im, it flips, and all the time you hear about Yerushalayim and Sion. You look at Sion, David HaMelech, when he conquered, when he's on his battles and he's conquering, it says David HaMelech captured Ir Sion, which is called Ir David. That's what it says. That's like our introduction to Sion. Sion is Ir David, which means it's success, it's conquering, it's David HaMelech. It's Zion is Ir Sion, Ir David. Yerushalayim, how does Yerushalayim get its name? Well, what does Sion mean? Sion means like the source. Sion means this, like Sha'arat Sion in Mishnah Berurah is the source reference. But Sion, if you're supposed to pronounce it. Sion, I saw someone says it means the source of everything. What does Yerushalayim mean? Abraham Avinu, right? When he's at the Akedat Yitzhak in Parashat Vayera, Hashem says, Hashem Yira'eh. He called the place Hashem saw. And Shechem, the son of Noah, Maki said that Shalem, he called it Shalem. And so Hashem Yira'eh is the name of Abraham Avinu. And Shalem is the name of Shem ben Noah, Maki said that. You add them both together, you get Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim, most of the time, is spelled with no Yod in the Chumash. Yerushalayim is a combination. What is Yerushalayim? It's the place of the Akedat Yitzhak. Akedat Yitzhak is not a projection. It's a quiet, faithful service of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's the Kol Kol Yaakov. So we have these two opposing elements. Now it's actually written that there were a couple of rabbis who were very against Rav Kook for saying this pshat. One was the name was Rav Yaakov Moshe Harlaf. He was one who translated a lot of the stuff from Arabic into Hebrew, and he says, the Zohar, if you look at the Zohar, it seems Sion is higher than Yerushalayim. And there's another one by the name of Menashe Adler. He wrote a very strong letter saying, you obviously didn't read the Zohar, because the Zohar says the opposite. And Cook responds to him, this person says, with an even stronger letter, saying, you think I didn't read the Zohar? I know exactly what I'm talking about. And he goes into the whole thing to explain how Zion is secular, and Yerushalayim is the religious element. And we need both of these things for a successful nation. And so if we think about the things that we said this morning, there's two opposing ways to succeed. You have the quiet Yerushalayim type way, the Kol Kol Yaakov. Yaakov Avinu was scared of Esau. The Kol Kol Yaakov. And on the other hand, you have the Lo Tira'um way. Really, maybe you can say one of them is Sion, and one of them is Yerushalayim. Two sides of the same coin, which is the same interesting, mysterious city that we love so much. Yerushalayim, which is Zion, which has two names. Just like Yaakov ben Israel has two names, because Yaakov has to switch his identity from the physical to the spiritual. Now, if you look at the Gemara in Berachot says, when it talks about Birkat HaMazon, the Beracha of Rahimna Hashem Elokeinu V'Ayiz Al Yerushalayim V'Alach V'Al Hashem. Who wrote this Beracha? David HaMelech wrote it. But the Gemara says, Birkat, here. Thank you. The Gemara says, the Beracha Birkat HaMazon is Boneh Yerushalayim. And over here it says, Seder Birkat HaMazon, Ve'achata Ve'savata Berachta, Zu Birkat HaZan, that's the first blessing. And then we have Ala Aretz HaTovah, and then we have Bonei Yerushalayim. And when we say Bonei Yerushalayim, you should build the city of Yerushalayim. Ashkenazim, anybody know what the Ashkenazim say? I brought Ashkenaz Sidur, no? I want to check. Ashkenazim say what? Anybody have Ashkenaz life in this room? Ashkenazim say what? Boneh Berahama Yerushalayim? Is that what they say? You know what? It's actually Shulchan Aruch. Why does it sound so natural to you, Roy? Here, listen to Shulchan Aruch. Ready? Shulchan Aruch says as follows. Nusach Beracha Zu. This is the text of the Beracha, says Man Shulchan Aruch, Siman 188. Lahem Hashem Elokeinu v'chotem ba boneh Yerushalayim. Or you could say Menachem Tzion v'binyan Yerushalayim. Maran gives you two versions that you can say. Ve'en l'sharot nuscha. Don't change the text. Says the Rama. Ve'yesh omrim de'amrinan boneh berahamav Yerushalayim. And so we hold Bonei Yerushalayim means you should build Yerushalayim. the Ashkenazim, they're going to interject in here, Boneh berahama Yerushalayim. He builds with mercy Yerushalayim. And so also the Gra, they said the Gra was very strong. The same Gra was very strong to do with the Sephardic way. We don't say Boneh berahama Yerushalayim. We're going to say Boneh Yerushalayim. And his students find out. The students of the Gra try to figure out what his reason is that he goes by the Sephardic way, and they answer the same answer we're saying this whole time. We said Sion b'mishpat tipadeh. The city is totally fine. It doesn't need our mercy. The people need mercy. Bonei Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim doesn't need rahamim. Yerushalayim is ready, locked and loaded, ready to go. It's us that need rahamim. Bonei Yerushalayim. You will build Yerushalayim. B'rahamim? No, b'mishpat. Sion b'mishpat tipadeh. It says straight out in the pasuk. And so the city doesn't need rahamim. In fact, you can say even further, since Yerushalayim, as Rav Kook says, represents the spiritual aspect of the city, definitely doesn't need rahamim. It's not rahamim, it's not required there. It's going to be earned. It's mishpat. That's Birkat Hamazon. So first thing is when we say Birkat Hamazon, we think about Bonei Yerushalayim without the word rahamim. It's not necessary. Yerushalayim will come because it's supposed to happen. There's another beracha that we're going to say on Tisha B'Av when we say Nahem. And so in the beracha of Nahem, we say Nahem in every beracha, in every Amidah, but the Ashkenazim, I think, only say it minha. If you pray in an Ashkenaz shul, you better know what to do. Because the Ashkenazim only do it minha. We do it everyone. Nahem. Yeah. You're supposed to. Here's the Nahem. Listen to Nahem blessing. Oh, this is Erev. Here's the Nahem blessing. It says, Nahem Hashem Elokeinu et avele Sion, et avele Yerushalayim, both of them. Sion and Yerushalayim, the lefties and the righties, you can say. Ve'etayila hareba ve'abizluya ve'ashomema, and all the destruction there. And then at the end of the bracha, Baruch Atah Hashem, Menachen Sion. What? You have the ending? Menachen Sion. Remember it? No, not the Binyan. The Binyan. Said Sidur. No, not this one. What is the Ashkenaz version? I have the Sidur here, Ashkenaz. Here, I have it right under here. No, this is the Shaarey one. What do Ashkenazim say? So again, if you pray Ashkenaz, you gotta pay attention to the beracha that you're saying here in the Amidah. Ashkenazim say, Baruch Atah Hashem, Menachem Sion Ubonei Yerushalayim. He consoles Zion and builds Yerushalayim. Our blessing, Menachem Sion Bebinyan Yerushalayim. Not Ubonei Yerushalayim. Not, the Ashkenazim say, he consoles Zion and he builds Yerushalayim. No. For us, we want these two elements to be together. Not two separate different things. Remember, the Zion, Sion, and Yerushalayim are two aspects, the lefties and the righties. We want them together on Tisha B'Av. The whole point is that we should all be together. Not Menachem Sion, Ubonei Yerushalayim. No. Menachem Sion. He will make the Zionists happy and consoled. How? Bebinyan Yerushalayim. By building Yerushalayim. Which means, what do we want on Tisha B'Av in English? What is the one thing we want on Tisha B'Av? We want the Zionists to want the religious. And we want the religious to appreciate the Zionists. The left should appreciate the right, and the right should work with the. We should be working hand in hand, as we're seeing now. There's place for both of us. There's a place for the might and the power, and there's a place for the study. And so, not Menachem Sion. All right, Zionists, you get yours, and then Ubonei Yerushalayim. That's not going to bring Mashiach. Our way is so much more beautiful. Menachem Sion, Bebinyan Yerushalayim. The Zionists are going to be consoled and happy when you rebuild Yerushalayim, which is the religious. That's Mashiach. That's what we want with Mashiach. All together as one, not two separate different things. I'll show you another beautiful thing. I told you it's not a very long shiur tonight. Last thing I want to tell you, very short tonight. Listen to this. This one really had me excited because this one I never paid attention to in my entire life until I just saw this now. Look at Tehillim. You want to know what Mashiach is? This is Mashiach. There's a very well-known Tehillim that goes Shir HaMa'alot LeDavid. Tehillim 133. Shir HaMa'alot LeDavid. Hine matov u'mana'im shevet ahim gam yachad. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it beautiful when two brothers are all together? Already that's Mashiach. Already that's Mashiach. We should get along already. But this Targum is a knockout Targum. Unbelievable Targum. And I heard it from this rabbi. What's his name? Bezalel Noam. Unbelievable. I never realized Targum says this. He says, if Rav Kook would appreciate this Targum. He doesn't know if he made the connection, but he would like it. Says the Tehillim. So what is it talking about? How beautiful is it? Two brothers as one. What does it mean? The gemara says, talking about Moshe and Aharon, how nicely they got along together. Listen to this Targum. Shiradit Amara Masukin Ditoma. This is a song that said, Ha kema tav uchma besim. How good and how beautiful is it? Lemitav Sion Yerushalayim. Sion and Yerushalayim Kitrenahin, two brothers. Beram Kahada, all as one. Where did Targum get Sion and Yerushalayim in this pasuk? And what is he talking about? Sion and Yerushalayim. If not for Rav Kook, the right and the left. If not for this Rav Kook shop, what is he talking about? How nice is it? Sion and Yerushalayim is all together. What's Sion and what's Yerushalayim? What's the difference? It's a synonym. Yeah, 5 minutes ago, Sion is a synonym for Yerushalayim. According to what Rav Kook says, it's so gorgeous. How beautiful. Two brothers. The brothers that are here studying Torah, and the brothers that are there fighting the wars or in the politics, not studying the Torah. Still brothers. If we could just only get along together, that's the fulfillment of the city of Yerushalayim, which is Zion. And that's why I love the song of Yerushalayim, that we say, Eretz Sion Yerushalayim, it's all together as one. Eretz Sion, liot amchoshi ve'avsenu, to be one, to be a free land, Eretz Sion Yerushalayim. Whoever thought of that? The land of Sion Yerushalayim. It's the same thing. But there's two different elements. And so maybe I want to say, to mix the two things we spoke about this morning with this concept from Rav Kook. There is a place for the right, there is a place for the left. So this morning,
Yerushalayim, like spiritual Yerushalayim, and the Sion is a physical.
Yeah, Rav Kook used the word secular. So Sion is secular.
He said Chiloni.
Chiloni.
Physical.
It's a literally physical success. Yeah.
No, but I'm not sure if that's what he means.
That's what he
right?
said.
Like the Zionist.
The Zionist movement. He said it's Sion. That's why it's called Sion.
Yeah.
I want to say it's literally the right and the left. There is room for both of us. There's room for both of us. The religious Zionists, not the religious Zionists.
Yeah.
What do you mean religious?
I mean, from the day one, the World Zionist organization.
There are guys who are sitting in Bnei Brak learning Torah all day long. That's the Yerushalayim part. That's beautiful. And then you have the Sion part. And so this morning, when I asked the question, when we said, which is the right way? Is it better, Penu lachem safona, just turn and be quiet and be hidden, pray to Hashem, don't start up with the enemy, don't make a big deal. That's the Bnei Brak guys. That's the Yerushalayim. We need Yerushalayim also. And then you have the other part. Lama titra'u, b'itgadbo mechama. Go fight. What are you scared about? Be confident. Show them who we are. That's the Zion part. Which way is right? We need both. We need the Had Sion. Ve'alum Moshi'im beHad Sion as a Mashiach. Ve'alum Moshi'im, the saviors are going to come on Had Sion, on the mountain of Zion.
But that's being in their face.
That's the warriors. That's David HaMelech. If we see each other as brothers, there's a place for both of us. If the right doesn't see the left as brothers, or the left. That's why he said religious Zionists. If righties don't see the left as brothers, or the left doesn't see the right as brothers, forget about it. If we could only get to that place, the Yerushalayim part would be the guys who are studying, the guys who are quiet. That's why it's, raise your voice, as Yeshaya says. The Zionist guys, climb the mountain.
But they're not showing off.
They're quiet until you want them to go to the
Right,
other
right,
end,
exactly.
and then they
But
break
they're
into.
But they're not showing off. Where we said this.
And then they're not quiet anymore.
Who, the Zionist guys or the Yerushalayim guys? That's okay. Some people should be quiet. Some people should just sit there and study. We have to get a place of Hinei Matov Mana'im. That's why I love the ending of the Berachah. Not Boneh Yerushalayim, Menachem Sion, U Boneh Yerushalayim. That gets us in the same place we're in right now.
I think that Rav Kook was a big believer in everybody fighting for the land at the time. Everybody
Absolutely.
needed the people that were fighting
Absolutely.
for
And
Yerushalayim.
a lot of righties did not like him for that.
No, but a lot of the people who were fighting for Yerushalayim were yeshiva boys that were in the old city in 1948. I mean,
Yeah.
these were
Yeah. There is a blend. Either of the
But
extremes.
not today anymore.
There has to be a blend.
but historically, has there been a time when, I mean, everybody needs to go to the army.
No,
in the
because
biblical days,
no, we
everybody
brought-
needed to fight.
no, we brought the Midrash last week. Moshe Rabbeinu brought 1,000. The same amount of soldiers, he brought people to study and pray. The only difference is Moshe Rabbeinu was the guy saying, "You belong praying," not the guy himself saying, "I belong praying." That's the only difference. That's the problem we have. The people are taking upon themselves to say, "Oh yeah, I don't know. I gotta be the professor." No, the leader is supposed to. But then the bigger problem is the leader doesn't value the learning. So it's leadership. That's why we need Melech HaMashiach. We need Melech HaMashiach. If we think Melech HaMashiach is only going to come and be the rabbi only, that's not Mashiach. He's going to fight our wars. The Rambam says he's going to fight our wars, which means he's going to be a fierce.
General.
Yeah, he's going to be a fierce general, and he's going to be the one to say, "You sit and learn. You
But
come
not
and fight."
physically.
Physically, Melech HaMashiach is going to fight our battles. Melech HaMashiach is going to fight our battles and do kiruv. Rambam has it all laid out in the end of Kings. Melech HaMashiach, he's going to do the kiruv. He's going to bring everyone together. Melech HaMashiach has to be the guy. He brings everyone together. He brings everyone back to Hashem. He also defeats our enemies. It's one guy. We are looking for this most unbelievable leader who's finally going to have this both sides of the coin. He's going to understand. Your Tzion, your Yerushalayim. We need you both, Habibi. That's why there's two words. There's Eretz Tzion, Yerushalayim. And that's why, so I wanted to leave you with two main things. The Bekat HaMazon. When you say Bekat HaMazon, you can think to yourself, Boneh Yerushalayim. But Rahamim, we don't really need the Rahamim. The city's good. It's just us that needs the Rahamim. The city's fine. And the second part that I really love, I said a few times, is our beracha for Nahaim. It's so beautiful. Menachem Sion, Bebinyan Yerushalayim. If only the Zionists, and I'm not trying to attack them, it goes both ways. If only the Zionists can be consoled when the yeshivas, when Yerushalayim is built up. How beautiful would that be? And the same thing on the opposite side. Menachem Yerushalayim, Bebinyan Sion. This is Mashiach. If on this day, what are we praying for? That's what we're praying for. As long as we stay excluded on each one of the sides, it's not Mashiach. We're still going to be here for another year, God forbid. And so therefore, Rav Kook has another light. And so which way is the right way? I think there's both ways. What is our homework? Everyone has a different job. That's why I said some guys are the fighters, some guys are the learners. There's a place for both of us. We need this tisha beav to get together and at least for once and for all value each other, what each of us brings to the table. And not be mad at someone because he's a Zionist. I'm talking to the religious. I grew up in the yeshiva world, in the black hat yeshiva world, but we were not taught to like the Zionists. We were not taught to appreciate Zionists. We're not. That's the way it was. But you have to mature. We have to appreciate Sion. Sion's part of the thing. And Sion has to appreciate us. This is what we need. That's what we have to pray for. And so therefore I want to Rav Kook is a beautiful shot. I love it. Menachem Sion, Bibinyan, Yerushalayim. That's all for today. Nice short shot. Have an easy fast.